What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today, BCH USD. It is the 18th day of November, and here we are at about $516 with 6 hours and 43 minutes left in the day. You guys hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, here we are, up 5% on the day so far, a little bit above average volume, and it's nice to see Bitcoin Cash here. I want to paint a perspective for you on Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin right now. Okay, from a high point here in October to where we are now, presently, we're down about 26%. From the high that Bitcoin Cash had in October to where we are presently, Bitcoin Cash is only down 16%. 26% versus 16%. Now, I'm taking the high from October just like I took for Bitcoin, but the high for Bitcoin Cash was actually in September. Since September, you're still only down 20% from your actual high, where Bitcoin itself is still down 26%. Overall, we've seen a 30% drop, 29% drop for Bitcoin itself. Overall, for Bitcoin Cash, we've seen a 32% drop. But again, since the high from October, since Bitcoin started to drop, we've actually dropped less than Bitcoin has, which is pretty crazy. Right? The average altcoin, whenever Bitcoin drops, the average altcoin drops more. Right? Like, I'm kind of curious. Let's look at the others chart real quick. The average altcoin in the same amount of time has dropped 37% and is down 31% right now, where Bitcoin Cash dropped 32%, just under 32% instead of 37%, and it's up 20%. It's down 20% instead of down 31%. Bitcoin Cash is largely outperforming not just Bitcoin, but the average altcoin in the markets. And you guys, the writing is on the wall. It's a very clear picture that's being painted here, okay? I hope it is. The picture here is that Bitcoin Cash is about to break out. It's next on the chopping block. Everybody's heard the whispers on the wind that Bitcoin Cash, shout out to the Dragon Riders, by the way, in the House of the Dragon. I don't know where my manners are. Hit that like button. Show me where your manners are. Subscribe if you haven't. $516 now, you guys. We're going to break out, and we're going to do the exact same thing that Zcash and Dash did, which is break out of a multi-cycle consolidation phase and return to places that were significant areas of resistance. That's what we're going to do. I thoroughly believe that this pattern here, when we break out, we're going to return all the way to our $4,000 all-time high area. Maybe we stop just below, maybe we stop just above, but Bitcoin Cash is one of the more heavily anticipated breakouts that we've had for a long time on this channel, and it's my biggest bag at the moment in crypto. It is my biggest bag by far, right? And when this move happens, it's not even going to be close what my biggest bag is, right? I'll probably take profits at various points and rotate into other things, but long term, you guys, as far as long term positions go, Bitcoin Cash is the only crypto that I hold that is designated for a long term hold, where I have a bag that is designated to be held for basically my whole life. You know, like a retirement fund that you never touch. There's stuff that we do touch. There's stuff that we play with, and I do plan on taking profits so that I can reallocate at various levels, and we'll go over that as it comes. But there's on the side of that, there's a bag that just will never be touched at all. It'll only be added to, right? It's like my savings account. And I think Bitcoin Cash, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, has a lot higher to go than $4,000. But let's not talk about my thoughts. Let's not talk about my theories as far as where Bitcoin Cash is going to go within my lifetime or yours. Let's not talk about that, okay? Yes, I know that's like $40 million. I know. We're talking about tens of millions. I think Bitcoin Cash will be worth tens of millions of dollars, and any person who's watching this is lifetime. If you're 60 and you live to be 80, I think Bitcoin Cash will be worth tens of millions by the time, if not at least millions, by the time that you're 80, right? Like within the next 20 years, we're going to see. But anyways, I'm getting way ahead of the conversation here. I'm trying to talk about what's coming next, right? We're going to see a massive breakout on the lines of what we saw with Dash and Zcash. If we look at Dash, we go to the crypto chart. Since it started to pump here in September, you've seen a move up overall that was a 7.5x. Zcash, whenever it started to pump back in August, you've seen a move overall that was a 21x. So 7.5x, 21x, that's a big range. XRP, when this thing started to pump last year, we saw a massive multi-cycle consolidation phase breakout. Oh, we don't, it's because it's on Coinbase, we don't have it. We saw from a low to a high, we saw almost a 7x move, basically a 7x move. A 7x move right there. So 6.5x, or sorry, 7.5x with Dash, 7x here, 20x move with Zcash. XMR is another crypto. Sorry, not XMR. XLM is another crypto that we've seen consolidate for multiple cycles as well. That also saw a breakout, a massive breakout. This breakout from the low to the high gave us a 7x move as well. All I'm trying to say here is, if we look at this measurement, and if you consider XLM, XRP, Dash, and Zcash, all cryptos that have consolidated for multiple cycles, all cryptos that have pumped this cycle and seen spectacular growth at various points, they all saw something that was on the lines of a 7x move or more. Bitcoin Cash, from its price, a 7x move from here would put us at about $3,600. And that coincidentally is right where our all-time high area is. Maybe we don't go that high. Maybe I'm just too bullish on this thing. And I don't think that I am. I think I'm appropriately bullish. But let's say we stop at this high. That's still a 3x from here. And likely we see this target or higher by the end of the year. That's the expectation. I would think Bitcoin Cash outperforming the average altcoin, outperforming Bitcoin. I would think we see more than a 3x move here, especially when we compare it to Zcash, Dash, XRP, XLM, these coins that have seen 7x moves, a 600% move or more, right? At a minimum, it's been 600%. And XRP saw a 600% move, and that has a way higher market cap than Bitcoin Cash does. I really wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the year or by the end of this next phase, if we saw something that was not just above $4,000, but at new all-time highs altogether, right? And again, it doesn't stop there. We've got fantastically higher prices to go. You want a 100x in crypto? You want a multi-100x in crypto? You want the easiest multi-100x that you'll ever have in your life? It's Bitcoin Cash. All you have to do is buy and never sell it. Just buy and hold. Hold for years, right? Everybody wishes, they think, man, if I just knew about Bitcoin, if only I had known about Bitcoin when it was worth $500, $600, I would have bought and I never would have sold. Yeah, right. Put your money where your mouth is. Put it to the test, because you have the same opportunity here, right? The same opportunity here. If Bitcoin can reach $93,000, Bitcoin Cash will get there in a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Same fundamentals as far as tokenomics goes, but it's better. It's a better version of cash. It's a better version of peer-to-peer electronic cash, which I was looking at Bitcoin here. They put a 46,000. Is that their prediction that we're going to go to $46,000? I don't know. I click on this here. This is on their X page. This is on Bitcoin's X page. And what does it say? Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. It's the white paper. Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin is no longer peer-to-peer electronic cash. It's no longer affiliated with this title. Bitcoin is a store of value. And that's fine. And that's actually good for Bitcoin Cash. Because if it was a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, Bitcoin Cash might not be seeing the life that it's seeing now. Bitcoin Cash it's not intended to be designed as a store of value like Bitcoin is. Right? Since the hard fork, Bitcoin has become store of value coin. Bitcoin Cash is a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. And I think when people start to realize this, all this talk, all these discussions that you hear about Zcash, that you hear OGs moving money from Bitcoin to Zcash, or people are starting to question if Zcash is the real coin, you're going to hear that for Bitcoin Cash, but the narrative is going to make a lot more sense for Bitcoin Cash to see the same kind of growth that Bitcoin has than it ever could for Zcash or for Dash or for any of those coins. I want to do some short-term analysis. I want to finish up the video here, but just, again, some thoughts, guys. We keep focusing on this. It's the same discussion that it's been for months now, because we're never going to have an opportunity like this again in our lives. And I genuinely think that anybody who's watching this video who buys here at this level, you buy here and you just keep buying. You keep buying over the next 10 years. You buy at highs, at lows, whatever, and you never sell. You're going to catch a multi-100x. Between now and the end of the next cycle, you'll catch a multi-100x. By the end of this cycle, it's completely possible that we see something on the lines of a 50x. Absolutely. Absolutely, it's possible. Something on the lines of a 40 to a 50x. Anyways, let's do the short-term stuff. We'll zoom in and then we'll finish this video up, okay? Looking at the 1 hour time frame. The writing's on the wall, guys. Everything is desperate right now. Every crypto community, maybe not every single one of them, but there's a lot of them that are freaking the hell out right now, and they wonder if the bull market's over. The Bitcoin Cash community, shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon, by the way. We're overdue. We're excited. We're not anxious. We're not freaking out. I feel more secure in my Bitcoin Cash position than I do in any other position in crypto. And that's saying something because I'm holding a lot of various projects that I have a lot of conviction in. Just nothing compares to the level of conviction that you can have with Bitcoin Cash because of how secure it is, what it is. It is the better Bitcoin. It really is. It's truer to this white paper than BTC is, than it ever could be at this point. Bitcoin Cash, 1 hour time frame, massive move up here, higher highs, good candles, good girthy candles, 32 minutes left here, some volumes coming in to back it up. We like to see it. Strong readings on the MACD, stochastics, and the RSI. We look at the 4 hour time frame. The 4 hour RSI is in a bit of an uptrend. We've got higher lows here, looking like you want to go higher there. Stochastics are in an uptrend as well, looking bullish. The MACD is getting ready to cross back above the 0 level here with its oscillators. The oscillators are getting ready to cross above the 0 right there. All bullish things. And what's great about these is that these are not bullish and you're at the end of your ropes. They're bullish and you have yet to begin the real move, right? This is bullish foreshadowing of what's coming, not in a week, not in a month, but days from now, maybe hours from now. Maybe by the time you watch this video. I don't know. I don't know where or when you are right now. Daily time frame, we look at the RSI. The RSI is in an uptrend as well. Higher lows here. Looking like you want to move up. That's good. Stochastics are suggesting that we go up higher. And the MACD, there's no bullish divergence or anything, but you are holding up pretty well. You are holding up pretty well. There's not really anything to go off of here. What I can say is we're looking forward to the time when you do cross above the 0. Maybe that'll be sometime later this month. And at that point in time, I mean, anytime that we cross above the 0, we typically get some good growth for at least a week or so, maybe longer. Bitcoin Cash, this whole cycle, has moved in a rather boring and easily predictable way. It'll pump, and then it consolidates, and then whenever it moves, it does up, down, up, down, up, down, volatility all the way up. Then you have your big move up, right? And then when you're moving down, you're doing down, up, down, up, down, up. And then you make your move up, down, up, down. It's very, very volatile, very consistent with its behavior, right? Very, very tame. It's been one of the more tradable coins as far as coins go. Genuinely, you just set up a trend, and then you just, it's as simple as buying the low and selling the high, right? It's that simple. Bitcoin Cash, genuinely, though, has been one of the easier coins to trade. We've had a lot of success on that this cycle. But what's coming right now is not necessarily a tradable moment. It's not something that you want to buy the low, sell the high, buy the low, sell the high. It's not going to do that. What we're going to see is going to make these moves here and here look small and pathetic. And these are great moves. But what's coming our way, you guys, again, I don't think anybody's prepared. We're going to see weeks where Bitcoin Cash literally teleports from here to $1,000, where we get 100% pump in 1 week, where we get over 100% pump in a week, where we get week after week that's pumping 40% or more. That's what's coming here. Okay. So if you're looking to trade for a long time, for this whole cycle, Bitcoin Cash has been one of the most tradable coins out there. But if you're looking to just buy something and hold on for dear life because it's a damn rocket ship taking you to the stratosphere, this is that coin right now. And I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said everything I need to say. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Weekly RSI is perfect. It's at a level reset enough. Bounce off the 40. Looks great. The MACD is bullish overall, and the stochastics have not bullish divergence, but higher lows bouncing off the oversold zone. That's nice as well. I can't imagine that we're going to do anything less than a spectacular series of events from here going into the end of this year. Fully expecting that by the end of the year, Bitcoin Cash is either at $4,000 or around there. And in January, we could very well be, if not even by the end of this year, we could be at new all-time highs altogether. I got nothing else. If you're curious as to what my cycle high predictions are for Bitcoin Cash, it's anything and everything between about 25K and 13K. Just above this 1414 because typically you do go just above it. And then right there at 13K, somewhere in that range. That's my thoughts. We're at $514 now. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Take care of yourselves. Bye.